My name is John McMenamin, and the purpose of this video is to kind of document some of the guns that I have and some of the work that I've done on them over the years. I'm not really a gunsmith, but I like working on the wood stocks and putting 4-end tips, pistol grip caps, making grips for my pistols, and we'll document that. This first video, I just want to start with the first gun that I ever had, and that's this Crossman 760 BB pellet gun, 177 caliber. These were made in Fairport, New York by Crossman. It's called the Power Master 760. And one of the things I want to stress, and you'll notice this will be a theme as I talk about my different guns, is they don't make them like they used to. They used to make a much more quality gun, and as they tried to make more profit on them, they got cheaper and cheaper, and you'll see that I tend to would rather buy an older gun, older rifle especially, than buy some of the newer ones that, even though they work, they're just made cheaper and not the kind of quality ingredients that go into it and components. So you can see from this gun, they made it with an oak stock. One of the first things I did was refinish the stock. I think it had some kind of shellac or varnish on it, which was kind of hiding the grain of the wood, and it probably got scratched up or something. So I decided to sand it down when I was about 12, I think. This gun's about 55 years old. And the forearm is also made out of red oak. The action itself is some kind of cast metal, and originally had black paint on it. When that started to chip off, I just took all the paint off of it, and it's not something that rusts, so it's maintained its looks over the years. The whole barrel and the tube and everything where the air is made out of some kind of steel. And this one, I actually took the rear sight off and I put a scope base on and a Bushnell 3x8 variable scope, which, I don't know. I think my dad's guns had scopes on them, so I needed a scope on my BB gun. It's not that it reaches out very far. But I did send it back, I believe, to Crossman at one point, and they rebuilt the air cylinder, so it doesn't work like it used to, but it still does work. You can see the safety works also. But this was a cool gun where you could put the BBs in this little chamber here, and then you could pull this little lever back and turn it upside down, and it would fill up a little area up at the top there with BBs. And as you pull the bolt back, it had a little magnet on the end. One BB would drop down and you could shoot, and it worked like a regular bolt action with a magazine. And the top part was the little magazine that held the BBs. Now you could also shoot 177 caliber pellets one at a time from the top. And it's just a cool little gun. It was the first one I ever had when I was probably 12, but it got me into loving rifles. Now the next thing I want to show you is kind of how the quality of these things have dropped over the years. This is the second variant of the Crossman 760, and it still maintains the metal action part, which is probably the same color that this originally was, but it's the stock itself is plastic and the forearm is plastic. Back here, instead of the little spring-loaded thing to load the BBs, it's just got a little slide thing where you put the BBs in there, and it still has the little chamber and the little magnet on the end of the bolt. So not that much different, but they did go to a plastic stock, and this one doesn't work anymore. It needs to be rebuilt. But this was made, the original was made from 1966 to 1970. This variant 2 started in 71 and was built till about 74. And it was also built in Fairport, New York. And then somewhere along the line, this sixth variant, they started building these in East Bloomfield, New York. The Crossman moved their production facilities in a different place in New York. And this one, again, the quality goes down even further, where you have even a cheaper plastic stock, and now the action is made out of plastic also. And this is the same kind of way that rifles have gone today. You know, they can't quite make the profit they need to and have them at the price point that they need them to be at, so everything gets cheaper. It's even got some plastic up here. This one doesn't work anymore either. It's got a totally different, you know, plastic bolt here. Just plastic, plastic, plastic. Well, you know, this part is still steel. And, you know, instead of screwing on, this they say is welded on. It looks like it's just clipped on over the barrel. But this was made in the I think it started in 1980, 1983, and it might even be the 7th variant. It's either the 6th or the 7th variant. I think they're up to 8 now, but they aren't getting any better. So this is my first video. As we go each video, I'll kind of go through some of the guns that I have. The next one will be on my 22 Remington 581, which I still have, which I've got when I was 16 or 17. And actually probably 15. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.